Hello everyone and welcome to the AOR Pro Mazda Championship. Yes, this is a bit of iRacing in fact on the channel today. As you guys may know, I've started commentating on the AOR Pro Mazda, which can be found on FizzyFan91's channel. Yes, AOR Fizzy, as you guys will probably know him. So go over there to check out his full race highlights. It's around an hour long, and yeah, I'm commentating for the whole of this season alongside FakeGhostPirate, also known as Justin. Yeah, you know, it's about an hour long, as I say, and you know, if you really do want to go and check out the full race highlights, then do head over to Fizzy's channel. But the whole highlights themselves are put together by Crekkan, who puts a phenomenal amount of effort into these videos. So yeah, I'll leave a link to his channel down in the description, so make sure you go and check him out. But if you don't know what the AOR Pro Mazda is, then it is it's an iRacing series, single-seater series, and I'm sure you guys will really enjoy it. So leave a like down below if you do enjoy this series, and I'll be doing a race recap for all 12 rounds. Without further ado, let's get in now to the action. So in a qualifying session that saw the top 24 drivers separated by just over a second, it was Justin Brunner who took advantage to take pole position in his inaugural AOR Pro Mazda appearance. He'd be lining up alongside Kerry Nolden on the front row of the grid, with his teammate Phil Reed starting on the second row of the grid alongside Patrick White. Jamie Fluke would be starting in 5th position, with White's teammate Gregor Reinbeck Jr. starting in 6th. And the 4th row of the grid would be an all ACR affair, with Gino van den Broek out-qualifying his teammate Teemu Valkjärvi. Oliver Connor and Peter Newman rounded out the top 10 in a session that signified that this season was going to be closer than ever, and let's see how that all panned out in the race. So Season 2 of the AOR Pro Mazda Championship was ready to go, and it was Justin Brunner who was going to be leading the field off for the Vortex Sim Racing team, alongside Kerry Nolden, the Season 1 champion. Joshua Anderson wasn't going to be going anywhere this afternoon as he lost connection on the grid, but the top 3 managed to negotiate the first 2 turns very successfully, with Brunner leading them away. The same couldn't be said further back though, as Phil Blythe and Harley Lewis collided at turn 1, and Nut Martinson had a tap from behind which sent him ploughing into the wall at turn 2. Coming on to the end of lap 1 now, and Brunner was still leading the field, but he was coming under increasing pressure from the Brit, Kerry Nolden, and the Season 1 champion was looking to put the rookie in his place as he made a move down the inside into turn 1 and hit that apex beautifully, which saw the Brit move up into the lead of this Grand Prix and saw him lead a Grand Prix for the first time this season. Now onto lap 7, with Michael Mittner having some awful fate which saw him have a screen freeze, and he ploughed into the side of the helpless Stephen Chantal, which saw both drivers eliminated from the Grand Prix on lap 7. Moving on to lap 10 now, and we see our first engine failure of the season, and that was for the other Oracle racing car of Oliver Connor, which meant they were going to be scoring no points this afternoon. And now onto lap 11, with Phil Reed making a move around the outside of his teammate Kerry Nolden, and that saw him move up into the lead of the Grand Prix, but Nolden was not done there, and he was trying to tuck into the slipstream on the exit of turn 3, and you can see here we've got 5 drivers fighting for the lead of this race, but Nolden clipped his teammate Phil Reed, who nearly went ploughing into the wall, but instead he went spinning round, and after contact from behind, he suffered damage to his car. And without doubt, that definitely compromised both AOR blue drivers, and Nolden moved down the field as well. And here you can see a cinematic shot of Phil Reed where he had 4 wheels off the circuit. And now Phil Blythe, after escaping a retirement at turn 1, he went ploughing into the wall at turn 2 in a similar position that Martinson did, and that was his afternoon over for sure. Skipping on to lap 20 now of the Grand Prix, and it was Patrick White currently leading the field, but his nearest challenger Jamie Fluke ran wide over the AstroTurf, falling into the clutches of 3rd position. Skipping on to lap 29 now, and we're riding on board with the ACR driver of Teemu Valkjärvi, who was having a very frustrating afternoon and was currently stuck behind the Red Devolution racing car of Marcus Jensen, and on an afternoon where Valkjärvi could not find his way past the Red Devolution car, his teammate Gino van den Broek was being passed by Phil Reed after his mishaps earlier on in the race. Van den Broek just had no answer for Reed's pace. On to lap 31 now, and it was Jamie Fluke leading after the pit stops ahead of Patrick White and Justin Brunner, who was still hanging on in there in 3rd position despite his front wing damage. And now an incident on lap 32 saw Lee Robinson plough into the back of Neil Lukins, unfortunately for both of those drivers. But skipping now all the way on to lap 36, we could now see that the battle for the lead was most certainly heating up, and it was Patrick White trying to make a move around the outside of Jamie Fluke on the final lap of the Grand Prix, and he made the move stick, it looked like, into turn 4, and after hanging it all the way around the outside, the drivers were still side by side going into the second sector, and Fluke tried to hold it round the outside, but it looked as if White had got the move done, and the Irishman was currently leading the Grand Prix, with still Justin Brunner sitting in third position, waiting to prowl if the two cars ahead did indeed go into each other. And as we're well into the middle sector of this final lap now, Brunner was surely going to be looking for a move down the inside, as he looked as if he'd got close enough to Fluke, and he did indeed make a move down the inside, and that most certainly settled the race, because there was an unassailable gap now to Patrick White in first position, and as he came across the line to take the first victory of the season, Kerry Nolden was not too far behind that group, and he took fourth position in the first race of the season. But it was Patrick White who took the spoils in the first race, and as you can see there, further behind, Phil Reed took fifth position in a difficult afternoon for the AOR blue team. It was, though, still 36 points for the AOR blue team, and now you can see the race classifications, which saw Patrick White, Jamie Fluke and Justin Brunner be on the podium for the first race of the season, Kerry Nolden and Phil Reed down in 4th and 5th. The same goes for the Drivers' Championship, with other notable drivers in the top 10, Gino Vandenbroek in 6th place. And now moving on to the Teams Championship, where you can see AOR Blue are leading Red Devolution GP, with Carbon Racing in 3rd and Red Devolution Racing in P4. Next round is at the Barber Circuit, one which not many people are in fact familiar with, and I myself am not familiar with the circuit, so it'll be great commentating on that next week. And I hope you guys did really enjoy this race. It's been fantastic to bring you guys some sort of iRacing footage, so if you did enjoy it, then make sure to leave a like down below, as we see Phil Reed spinning in the background. But yeah, huge thanks to Crekkan, Fizzy and Justin. Make sure you go check them out if you haven't already. And until next time guys, I'll see you then. Take care. Bye bye.